So just make sure that you're okay. So just make sure your volume is turned all the way down. Can you hear my voice through your phone? Perfect. That's it. Okay. Oh, you can mute it. Can you have is your audio muted? Everybody's audio is muted. Oh, now it is. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Just make sure your audio is muted. We'll get started. Okay. Can we get started now? Okay. Thank you guys for coming. It is so exciting to have you guys here. Just have the energy. Amy and I were talking about how weird it is that we've actually met over Zoom more often than we met in person, which is so tragic because that's not what it was supposed to be. But again, we're thankful that at least we can do this. We can have a few of you guys here in person, and we can do the live stream with anybody that's online. So that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming. A lot of you have been here since the beginning, and we have several of you that are new, which we appreciate. We're 50 now. Just to reiterate, this is such an amazing thing that you guys are doing for the community, and all of us together just make such an incredible impact. And when we hear from Speak Your Silence, like once again, we just knocked it out of the ballpark, and just really were able to give a lot to them, and it just is so cool to see. Yeah. So thank you for sticking with us, even though we've been Zooming it now for majority of time. Yeah, 2 years. 2 years. Yay. We've only had 2 meetings in person. So thank you guys. Because I know, I'm kind of tired of the Zoom thing, but I'm glad we can do that. And I'm so thankful that you guys are doing it with us. So we want to say thank you to the District Coffee House where we're meeting. Scott and Kate graciously made us some coffee, and they allowed us to meet in their space, which is work for them. So we really thank them for that. And just to go over what we do and why, because we have some new members, yay! Yay! So we're women with a philanthropic heart, really, with a heart for giving and a heart for supporting the needs in our community. And so we're supporting the benevolent work of the charities that are here in the Treasure Valley. And our goal is to reach those causes with the greatest need. We pool our resources, which, because we understand that collectively we can make a really huge impact than just alone. So it's really amazing. I mean, if you guys look at the slideshow that's my you see like what you guys have done together, and it's an amazing thing. By combining our contributions, we are amplifying our impact. And so thank you guys for that. So on the slideshow that you see there, you can see that you guys have given $92,500 to 7 Treasure Valley charities. Each of you, this wouldn't have happened. And I know that the charities that we talk to, the charities that come up and share, that's a gigantic impact for them. And it's all you guys. So thank you so much for doing this. Our membership right now, thankfully, we're up. Did we say 138 or 137? I don't know. Yeah, but we got a new one yesterday, so. So thank you, Corinne, for signing up. I don't know if she's tuning in. Our next event, so save the date, is Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. It's, wow, time flies. Yeah. Okay.
I have to say one thing, that our goal is always 100,000. We've been staying, or 100 women, 100 women,
Yeah.
women. We've been staying above that the
Yeah.
whole entire
Even through COVID. Yeah.
So that's
Woo.
amazing.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Stickers.
Oh, yeah.
So stickers, we have 100 Women for Good little water bottle stickers, which we don't have on here.
No, but Jess can go put one on the screen.
Yeah, so if any of our members want one, just email us and we will, or, yeah, I don't know. They're cute, they're really
We
cute.
take cash and there's Venmo.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, that's true.
Venmo. And
And how much are they?
$3.
$3. Again, they're tiny for $3, but Amy, what do they go for?
Oh, they go to help us, oh my gosh, what are we,
Website, domain,
It's
a
a
horrible
mini
address.
treat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Amy and I, thankfully, I'm so thankful to have her.
our
We
website
split
is our
it.
biggest.
Yeah, yeah. We do it ourselves, but we do have to pay for the platform, which is really,
Which we love doing.
yeah, it's a little sticker. Yeah, we're happy to do it, but I don't know, a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so the reason we're here is to give money to a charity. And in August, we voted to give our donation to Speak Your Silence. And so we have Bridget and Matt here. And so I'm a little tall, in case you can't tell, so I'm just gonna adjust this for like a quick second.
Also, Matt decided that he's just gonna stay in the corner. We had a Crash Girls Night, so. Yeah, thank you. Okay, is this good? Is that too loud? Is that good for online? Well, hello, ladies. I am so happy to be here, joining you guys in person and online. I just want to say hey to all our little Zoom call people, which, what a great way to be together, right? That's so fun. My name is Bridget, as Amy and Kathy just said, and I am the director in training at Speak Your Silence. So it'll be official come February. But right now I'm just in training, which is totally fine, right? But before I get too into anything, I just wanted to say a big, big old thank you to Gabe. I know she is not here tonight, which I'm so bummed about, because the last time I saw her was in August, right, Matt? That's when we saw her last, I think? Yeah, so August, we got to see her and just give her a big old thank you anyway. But I just want to say thank you again, Gabe, if you're watching. Thank you so much for just everything that you've done for Speak Your Silence over the past 7 years. Really, you've been such a big part, both you and Paul. We really do appreciate you a lot. And thank you for thinking of us for 100 Women for Good. And is it okay if I take this off?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a talker and I move like this and I feel so like confined when I just stand, so bear with me just a moment. Okay, this is much better. Oh, it's a little, okay, no, that's fine, I got this. Just gonna go like this. Is that okay? Gals, is that okay? All right, perfect. my gosh. I kind of feel like I'm here like doing a stand-up. I know I'm not, but I kind of feel like it. I'm like, so guys, here's my bit for y'all. Just kidding. Here's what Speaker Silence is all about. Also, thank you, Amy and Kathy. My gosh, I'm so excited, and I just want to say thank you for just your guys' generous hearts. Really, it means so much that you ladies just saw a need in the community. You guys wanted to fill that, and it means so much that you guys just kind of went after it and just decided, you know, we're gonna do good for this community. And thank all you ladies for, hi, welcome, for being a part of 100 Women for Good, which I feel like we can call 137, 138 Women for Good now. But thank you again for your generous hearts. I really do appreciate you guys so much. So, as I mentioned, my name is Bridget, and I started the Speak Your Silence about 3.5 years ago, which is, oh gosh, I'm supposed to stand in a specific spot. 3.5 years ago, which is wild to think about, that it's been 3.5 years since I've been a part of this organization. And in August, like I mentioned, I started as director in training, which is really cool. So Matt kind of came up to me over the summer and was like, hey, I believe in you. I want to see you do great things with this organization. Would you be willing to step into that role of director? And I was like, wow, okay, that's a lot. I don't know if I can do it, but here we are, and we're doing all right. So, you know, it's been good. But come February of 2022, I'll be officially stepping in as executive director of Speak Your Silence, and we're saying bye to Matt. So we're getting him out of here, and we're getting the ladies in here, you know, so it's gonna be good. No, he'll still be around. I don't know if I can do a lot of the things I do without Matt, but yeah, so we started about 9 years ago, a little bit about Speak Your Silence. I don't know if you guys know a lot about who we are, if you're a little refresher. I know there's some new people that you said were coming in and kind of new to 100 Women for Good. So Speak Your Silence, we were again founded 9 years ago by Mr. Matt Pitkin in the back, who's been just putting his whole heart and soul into this organization really for the last 12 years, which has been awesome. So a little of his background. Is it okay if I share your story now? Okay, cool. So he started Speak Your Silence because he had his own personal story, really. He was abused as a young boy, and then kind of held on to that, I guess, abuse and assault that had happened in his life until about his mid-20s, right? So he realized that kind of a lot of the things that were going on in his life just weren't falling into place, and that he realized it was associated with the fact that he was still holding on to a lot of the things that you know, he had experienced and had gone through as a young boy. So he talked to his parents, and his parents are probably some of the most amazing people I've ever met, and they you know, they welcomed him with just open arms, and they wanted to do anything that they could to really help him really move forward with a lot of the things that had happened in his past. And so they offered to help pay for counseling. He went to a counselor here in Treasure Valley who really just helped him turn a 180 in his life and really helped him understand his worth and his value, and helped him understand that what had happened to him wasn't the definition of his worth, didn't define his value, didn't really have any say in his future, which unfortunately in a lot of these situations, like, people do carry that into a lot of their everyday life, and they don't understand their worth, and they don't understand their value. But when you do understand that, it really is such a huge perspective change, and you feel like you can conquer the world, right? When you know that your worth and your value isn't dictated on your past. And so Matt, you know, had this amazing experience, kind of walked out and was like, oh my gosh, I can't be the only person who experienced this. There has to be other people that have also gone through it. So that's where Speak Your Silence was really birthed. It was birthed out of an idea that other people deserve to know their worth, other people deserve to know their value, and other people deserve to live these really full, amazing, incredible lives. So Speak Your Silence was really founded with that mission, really, was that we want to help people who have gone through sexual abuse and assault to understand their worth, to understand their value, and to really help move them forward in their lives. So we've been doing this for the past 9 years through our counseling program, which is an amazing program that we have through BPA Health, which is like a local health referral agency. So we offer one-on-one, in-person counseling for really anyone, regardless of when it happened or their financial status, if they have insurance, no insurance. Again, we just want to help people really find freedom and to be free, which sometimes requires talking to someone else and having that good outsider perspective, right? Last month, it was super awesome. We were able to help 7 people just locally, which is really cool, which might not seem like a lot, but 7 people in just 1 month specifically, like, is actually a pretty big number, which is awesome. And so now we have more people that are really looking to help get that freedom, which is amazing. We also have our 6 Steps to Freedom program, which is a self-guided online free resource, which is really based and kind of mirrored on the steps that Matt took during his counseling. So, you know, kind of walking through like getting it off your chest, diffusing the anger, choosing to forgive, like visualizing your life, like really healthy things that if someone is not really comfortable yet with maybe going counseling or talking with someone, because that's also a really big step too, like go and talk with someone about that stuff. They have the 6 steps, which again is a self-guided kind of like email drip campaign, which is really cool. You sign up for it, it's completely free, and then people are just getting all these amazing resources, you know, success stories and reasons why like holding on to anger is like detrimental for your health, or like the importance of forgiveness and how can we forgive, and all these really incredible things. And that's just, again, another like resource that we've been using to help people kind of step into that freedom and understand their worth and their value, which has been great. And so we've been, you know, really pouring into those programs, continuing to like get them to, you know, keep moving ahead. But come 2022, I'm really excited because I think that we're going to be stepping into something super new and super fresh with Speak Your Silence. It's not something that we've necessarily maybe even kind of tapped into until very recently. So my big vision with Speak Your Silence, which is a lot of where your guys' generosity and donations is going to be really helping fuel, which I'm so excited about because really you guys are helping make this totally possible. But a lot of our new ideas are going to be geared more toward youth students, which I'm really excited about because I've always had a passion for really like pouring into youth students. I think they're at such an impressionable age that you got to get them while they're young, you know, and like really help mold them to just incredible young people. And so I think with that, it's really important that we also give young people a space to share their story if they have gone through it, or know that there's going to be organizations out there that are going to support them and are going to love them and are going to be able to be a safe place for people to share their stories. So last month I was able to go talk with on 2 separate occasions with about 70 youth students, which was so much fun. And we just kind of shared like, this is kind of the reality of what sexual abuse and assault is. But the good news is that you can absolutely overcome anything that's ever happened in your past. And so we were able to really help them, again, know that there's resources out there, there's resources available for them, that they can get counseling, they can overcome this. And that to me is really important because I think that a lot of young people feel like, 1, no one's going to believe them, or 2, they don't have anyone that's going to help them because they are younger. But just being able to help those young students is something that I think Speak Your Silence can really help do. And so I'm going to be working with one of my really good friends, Rob, who's very involved in the youth community. And he also was abused as a young boy. And so Speak Your Silence has really helped him overcome a lot of his past and helped him really move forward. But he's going to help me get into, you know, youth student groups around the Treasure Valley, get into high schools, and really just be able to, again, pour into these young kids and really help them move forward with maybe things that they've been dealing with. Because in all actuality, like, I would love it if we can kind of help people and help young people before it turns into a situation where they're 30, 40 years old and they haven't dealt with it at all, that would be, might as well get it before it gets worse, and so that's a big thing that we're gonna be doing come 2022, and then the other aspect of kind of where we're going with new programs and new ideas with Speak Your Silence is helping create more space and opportunity for men to share. I know we're all a group of women and statistically, like sexual abuse and assault does happen more to women, but it also happens to men. I mean, Matt is a example of that and how he decided to take what happened to him and use it for good. But I think that there's just so much opportunity and so much room for the male population to also receive help, to also step into counseling. And so I'm going to be kind of working on a new program that really gives men that opportunity to feel as though they can share and they can kind of step into that freedom as well, right? Because we all want to have the same thing. We all deserve to live great lives and deserve to be free from our past and really understand our worth and value, regardless of, again, when it happened or your gender or your, socioeconomic class or race or anything. And so that's kind of the two big things that I'm really going to be working on in 2022. We're going to be getting our VW bus out again, which I'm really excited about because I was gonna bring it tonight and then it died. So it's the perks of having an old car, I guess. But I'm gonna be getting the bus out again, and we're just gonna be really getting out and going really heavy and hard on just sharing with, people, anyone, everyone, doesn't matter. We're doing it all. And so that's kind of our vision for the next year, stepping into 2022. And so yeah, I just wanted to also just say thank you guys for making that possible. Really, your guys' donation could not have come at a better time. I was telling Matt how I was stepping into this new role. I started training on August 1st and then got this notification that said, you're nominated for this 100 Women for Good. And I was like, what in the world is this? And then just, said a quick little I hope we get that. And then the next day we were told that, hey, you guys were nominated and you guys are receiving this amazing funding. And I was like, wow, that could not have come at a better time. You guys have blessed me so much. And I honestly think that my training and my stepping into this new role would have been so different if we didn't receive just the abundant of generosity that you guys have provided for us. So firsthand, thank you so much for all of the things that you guys have done for us personally at Speak Your Silence. And just all the things that you guys have continued to do. And we're just so grateful for, again, everything that you guys have done and excited to see what 2022 holds with all that. So thank you so much, ladies.
Are gonna get a picture with everybody. And I just want to say, you guys, this is what's super cool is what I heard you say, Brendan, is that because of the money that you guys gave, they're able to look into the future and look at their goals and look at them differently because they have the funding for that. And I don't know if you guys remember with Gem Friends, it was the same thing. They had this vision of another house, and because they've gotten this big old chunk of cash, they were like, okay, I think we can do this because we have, and so thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Okay, so we're gonna get our big picture. Will you guys, whoever feels comfortable coming up, we'd love to have Nat and any one of you guys come up because it's about you guys.
Yeah, guys, join us, please.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you guys want to stand up in place and then we'll just put them?
You're going to the door.
Yeah.
We're going to take.
I know, I figured if they just stand up there.
Yeah.
Of course. Great. Okay. Just tell me where to go. We're coming back here. Okay, perfect.
You guys get in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Just so that they can.
All right, Matt, you gotta get in the middle too.
Just, and yeah, because.
Sorority
Yeah,
girl.
sorority girl.
Sorority girl.
It's better if you go deep instead of wide. So like go back.
Oh. No problem, I promise. Just that.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yay, okay.
You guys want to do silly?
You're a
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if my phone gets that.
It may bounce.
Oh, yeah.
So now we can come to the voting, drawing of the voting portion.
Hi. Hey guys, it's the Jess and Bethany. This is real. I'm not as tall as Bridget. Okay, so we're really excited to have a crowd. Makes it so fun. We wanted to talk just a little bit about some of the options for how you can give your donation. One of the things that we've really appreciated is this website called Grapevine. And it's an organization created for giving circles like this. And it takes your money out for you quarterly. And then once we have our meeting, it designates it to the charity that was voted for. So don't get scared when it came out yesterday and says, thanks for your contribution. And you're like, no, I didn't even know yet. Don't be scared of that. It waits until we know who we're giving it to, but it's just so that you don't forget and they don't have to like, Amy and Kathy don't have to like call you and text you and knock on your door and like call a collection agency on you or anything like that. So it's great. So that's one option. Obviously, check, cash, drop it off at the address. It's all in the email. If you're tuning in online or here tonight and you didn't receive the email that was sent out last night, I know there's a handful of you, please get in touch. Either send an email to 100 Women for Good or let Kathy and Amy know tonight to make sure we get some of those kinks worked out. Okay, anything else? Yep.
Okay, one more plug on the stickers. For real, you guys. Kathy and Amy are just like pouring their own money into the email, and we know that the email is not great because it's going to our junk boxes. So we actually need to pay money to have like a decent email, whatever that's called, system. I don't know. I'm obviously not the email person, but $3. There's a Venmo. It's goes to me personally. I promise I'll give the money to Kathy. I'm the only one, actually, it's not even my Venmo, it's my husband's Venmo. I don't even know what's going on, but please give us some money so that we can have a decent email. And I don't know, maybe even like a texting app. How great would that be? Who likes texting notifications? More than email? 2 people, 3 people, okay. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa's number 4. Can I get a 5? Anybody? High five, Nicole, Sheena, great, okay. We gotta move on. Okay, so, and yes, sign up for Grapevine because you guys, literally, we were still hounding people like October 1st, last week, okay, to say, hey, remember that event that we had in August? We still need your $100. So it's just a lot of time and effort on our part to track people down, but I mean, I feel like the people who are here are probably not the people I need to be talking to. Okay, so we remember how this voting works, right? We're gonna draw a ball one at a time.
I'm sorry.
the nominator comes up here, you have 3 to 5 minutes to share from the heart why you have nominated this charity. I'll give you little reminders, I'll show you like, you've used 3 minutes, you have 2 minutes left, you have 1 minute left, you have 30 seconds left, and then we just need to cut it, because I really don't wanna come up here and be like, hey, quiet, that's enough. And then after we hear from all 3 organizations, we will have some practice questions that Kathy's come up with, something about Thanksgiving, we're getting ready for November. And then we will actually vote. And then we're gonna give some money away. Okay, and you guys, when we give away money tonight, we are like going over the $100,000 mark. I mean, how amazing is that, you guys? In 2 years that we've given $100,000 into like our Treasure Valley that we love and care for so much. And it's because of you ladies. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and use the photo booth because this is what I did today, okay? I made banners, I got some tape. Okay, that is like all, you have no idea how much creative juice I have because I am not a creative person, so please use it. And then, Instagram, please like share your photos, we're out there, we have Facebook. Share with your friends, like, let's kind of grow this community. It takes more than just, like 4 people telling everybody about it. We have 138 women. I mean, honestly, I don't see why we couldn't be at 200 this time next year. But that's just me, okay? So, are we ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
are you
gonna let me redeem myself?
yeah.
Last time I drew all 3 balls at one time, and apparently that was the end of the world.
Luckily, there were only 6 people there. Sweet Zolas! Betsy! All right.
I'm excited. I have also nominated Interfaith Sanctuaries just a few days ago nominated. Oh my God. Just a few days ago nominated Sweet Zola's Candy Shop. I don't know if any of you have been there or not. I have been shopped there before and just a couple weekends ago did just a small fundraiser at their store. And basically what they are is, well, they're a candy shop, but they hire individuals who have developmental disabilities or developmental delays. And getting to spend half a day in the shop with them was just completely changed the way I looked at the shop. I went there to buy, chocolate wands to put in my girls' Christmas stockings, but seeing the employees and getting to interact with them and talking to them and finding out what being able to work there does for them completely changed. Well, where I will buy my candy from now on, I have M&Ms, I will buy Sweet Zolas instead of Walmart and Winco. They currently have 7 employees. They have another 15 who come and volunteer all the time because they just want to be there. These are individuals who wouldn't ordinarily have an opportunity for employment. They're teenagers and young adults that just the stress, first of all, of going and getting a job would be too much. And there are several employers in the area who hire individuals with developmental delays, but it's such a high pressure for them to go to Albertsons or McDonald's and be thrown into the workforce, where when they are at Zola's, the owner Kathy is there all day long. She has other volunteers who work beside each employee, teaching them how to make change, teaching them customer service, teaching them about inventory and restocking inventory, and just giving them the skills they need to be able to go out and go into the larger employers and apply for a job, knowing that, okay, I can do this, I've done this, and they can enter the workforce in just such a safe and loving and nurturing environment. One of the young men who came in, I think he was just volunteering for the day because they were at the limit. They can only have 7 paid employees right now because that's all they can afford with their budget. Most of the time, well, not most of the time, much of the time, Cindy, the owner, ends up paying wages out of her own pocket just so she can keep them learning and getting ready for their future lives. But one young man, Jeff, who was there, he saw me looking at some stickers, and so he took me around the whole store and showed me every sticker they have, and I'm gonna need more water bottles, because I have so many more stickers now than I needed. But his mom was there, and she was just telling me what a difference working there has made to him, not just professionally and learning his job skills, but personally, just how much more he's calmed down. When he's not working there, he's just so much calmer in his own personal life. And so much more independent when he is there at the store and when they go out down other places, because he's learned to interact with people better. He's in a safe environment, where his coworkers and his employer know that things are gonna go slower. His customers know things are gonna go slower. Things aren't always gonna go smoothly the first time, and I might capture out 90 cents in change and dimes because it's just easier to go 10, 20, 30, 40. So he is learning, and all of them there are learning just slowly and at their own pace and becoming so much more independent, being able now to go out into the rest of the world in a much more comfortable way. They've been a nonprofit, I want to say, for just over 2 years now, and official paid employees, they've had 21. And 9 of those have gone on to get other jobs and move out into the rest of the workforce. 7 of them are currently employees, so that leaves about 5. I'm not sure where they're at in the rotation, but almost 50% kind of, I don't want to say success rate, but education rate and growth rate for them to be able to go out and get jobs where they can feel more normal, at least part of their life, and accepted without the stresses they used to have. So I tell them about when I was there. Even if you don't vote for them tonight, please visit them, please support them. They need, I want to see them around for a long, long time. So I just like to see them supported, even if it's just for a 50-cent pack of minutes.
Red Side Foundation. All right,
The first one was Sweet Zola's, this was Red Side Foundation, in case you couldn't hear that on this.
Hi, everybody, I'm Shannon, and the Red Side Foundation was nominated by Jane Evans, another member, but she's not here tonight, so I'm here to present for her. I also got to do this last time we were together, and I lost by 1 vote. So my fingers are crossed for us. We're in the middle of our fall fundraiser, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about what's going on with the Red Side Foundation. For those of you that are new or want a refresher, it's a nonprofit that's been around for 10 years. It began when a much-loved Idaho guide committed suicide, and the people in his community realized that he was not alone. We have about 2,500 guides in Idaho. They're all licensed, so we know exactly who they are. Back in the 1800s, Idaho decided that outdoor recreation is really, really, really important to the state. And in fact, outdoor recreation is second only to agriculture and the money that comes into the state. Each guide brings in about 1.6 million into our state's economy. So while it sounds like it's a little bit of a dream job, it's actually kind of a really massive part of our fabric of our state. It also sounds like a dream job because you get to be outside and climb mountains and row boats and see the wilderness, and it sounds amazing. What you forget about is that being a guide can be really, really hard on your mental health, especially. You don't really have a home, your relationships are not like normal life relationships, they're very transitory, you can feel very alone. And this is the time of the year when we get the most calls to our guide helpline. The guide helpline is the core of our program. It is a 208 number that any guide can call or text when they really need to talk to somebody. We've got a licensed counselor who answers those calls and texts. And if she can't solve that issue in that phone conversation, we'll hook that guide up with a counselor for up to 8 sessions of counseling. Sometimes it's telehealth, sometimes it's in person. It's up to the guide if they're going to take all 8 or not. And the hope is that with that, they can get on their journey towards better mental health and stability. The other thing that's hard about being a guide is that you don't have a lot of money. So we also offer them scholarships and professional development grants so that they can move up in their guiding world. We also do community events and host a health fair because they often don't have insurance. I once saw one of my fellow guides pull out his own tooth in the middle of a trip. That was pretty traumatic. One of the things that we're hoping to do this coming year, we've learned a lot more, over COVID about mental health and trauma and the resiliency that you lack when you have a trauma. And so we're hoping to develop a program for guides that is based in being able to deal with trauma in the moment, so it doesn't turn into a mental health problem later. That will reflect throughout the guiding community and in those folks' lives in general. One of them is a community resiliency model in order to regulate your personal nervous system or help someone around you that regulate their personal nervous system. We also want to be able to offer some trainings for guides that is a critical incident stress management. One of our board members called me not that long ago. He was on a trip with some students on a mountain trip, and somebody fell and broke their leg. And it was an evac situation. It was a massive emergency, really. And he found himself completely shutting down. And he realized in that moment that he had been part of a rescue on the river that didn't go well. And that turned into relationships that were severed and never able to pick up. And it was a real trauma in him that he didn't recognize until he had to deal with something else. He called me after that and said, we've got to do something about this because you know that that's what turns into mental health issues later. So I'm hoping that if you nominate us tonight, we will be able to enact this and be able to positively affect this community even more than offering services sort of after the fact. Thanks so much. I'm really, really appreciative of this community and I'm really happy to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so the first one again, Sweet Zolas. Second one, Red Side Foundation. Number 3. Interfaith Sanctuary.
Oops, sorry, Betsy, again. Oh no, oh gosh.
There's an emergency.
Okay, and this is a great reminder that you don't have to just nominate one charity because look, Betsy is doing the work of 2 people.
I have to say, this is one of the things I love most about being involved in this group of women is that it's branched out, opened my eyes to all the different charities that are available in my area. Kind of spread that I kind of used to have blinders on. Okay, these are the charities I love. This is what I'm going to donate to. So I love that my money is getting spread and multiplied into all these different organizations. Thank you for that. Okay, Interfaith Sanctuary. I don't usually get emotional when we talk about this. So sorry, I've talked about this twice and I've done this. About a year and a half ago. So sorry. About a year and a half ago, my adult son had a mental break. And I believe developed schizophrenia. I just got a text from him. It was 3 minutes before I walked in the door. It's just for the first time in a month and a half. It's because all this catching up to me right now. Okay. I believe he developed schizophrenia. He began hearing voices, and he walked out the door one morning while I was at work. We had no idea he had gone. I wasn't planning on coming back. He was living with me. He had been dealing with depression. No idea this was going to happen. I caught a lucky break that a couple days later I started posting. Some of you probably saw my son's face everywhere. I put it everywhere on Instagram and Facebook, and then somebody recognized his picture. Had picked up a hitchhiker that maybe matched his description and called home. So I took the next month and a half off work, and I visited literally every single home here in northern Los Angeles. And by the time I got in northern Los Angeles and started making Skid Row area. I got too scared. And I came home to get my dad to go with me. We eventually found him. I found him at that end of month and a half. So we went back to work. I found him in Santa Barbara. He's healthy and fine, and he's still fine. This is just me. I'd been volunteering already at Interfaith Sanctuary for a year or so before that. So I was comfortable going into homeless shelters, but I was honestly shocked at the difference I saw between Interfaith Sanctuary and all these other shelters. And then I'm gonna have to be really quick because I cried through my first half. Especially Interfaith Sanctuary, I know it's been in the news a lot lately, you guys I'm sure recognize the name, it's Boise's only emergency homeless shelter, so really kind of last stop for people on the streets, people who have been kicked out of other shelters. The other local shelters are wonderful, but they are men's shelters and women's shelters, so there's no place where families can be together throughout homelessness. If you're a family, dad has to go over to a different shelter while mom and kids go to a separate one. And homelessness in this day and age is lasting much longer than it used to. It's not a 1 or 2 month solution. It can last for months and even beyond a year. And so Interfaith allows those families to be together. They know every single person. They have 150 guests nightly, and they know by name, by story, every single person that comes in there. They're greeted with hugs. They help them. They have drug counseling, drug and alcohol recovery programs, they have mental health programs. Finally, getting to the point of what I love about them is they have a work program. A couple different ways they help individuals get training to get back on their feet when they've gone through any of the programs they need to. If they need to go through the mental health or the recovery programs, they give them job training. They partner with Boise Parks and Rec to get some of them employed through that program. But they started their own food truck. It's not a working food truck now, it's parked at Interfaith, but they have individuals, guests go through the program, so they learn kitchen safety, food safety, lots of valuable skills where they can now, that they're kind of getting back on their feet, can get back into a job and be comfortable in a commercial kitchen now. And I should have called Jody today and got updated numbers, but several of them who have gone through the program have gotten jobs in the food industry. 2 of the men who went through the program at the same time got jobs, saved up enough money that they were able now to kind of have their own house and get back on their feet. So what I would like the money to go for, when they get their new building, wherever it ends up being, they are going to have a large commercial kitchen and really want to expand that program to include cooking and learning about more food science to go along with that. So it's not just, jobs at a burrito or taco stand that they can get big into much higher paying jobs in some of the better restaurants here. So there's a million things I could say about Interfaith, but I'm just kind of want to focus on that food program right now so that as soon as they get their bigger kitchen, they're able to put more and more people through that program as many as they possibly can. Thanks, I'm so sorry, I don't cry.
So, room of women, of course we're gonna cry. Okay, just wanted to review, first one was Sweet Zola's, the candy shop that employs people with developmental disabilities or special needs. The second one was Red Side Foundation that helps the Idaho Guides. And then the third one was Interfaith Sanctuary, which is the family homeless shelter, and they're working on their food program. So those are our 3. And so if you have your phone hopefully up on Zoom, and those of you that are logging in, I actually gotta go grab my phone. Sorry.
Okay, and we need to make sure that, if you are, only members can vote.
Oh, yes.
So, if you are visiting, we're so glad you're here, but you have to be a member to vote.
Somebody Is everybody still
Jeanette,
working?
is your phone not working? Janelle's phone's dead.
You can use gauges.
Okay, so we're going to do a couple practice questions. So if we're ready.
Quick,
Oh,
quick,
quick.
little trivia. So this is the 100th year of women's suffrage, where we were able to vote, believe it or not. I learned that when I went to vote today. So look, look at this, you're practicing your right to vote, good job.
Side note, happy voted today, everybody. So, there's your plug right there. We see you, girl. You voted. Okay, are we ready? No? Hey, Gage,
Yeah,
we're
that's true.
so appreciative of
Shout
you.
out to Gage.
Shout out to Gage.
Oh, here it is.
Plus Gage.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so first question. How many women were at the first Thanksgiving?
Scroll down because there's more options
Yep.
than just.
Oh,
two.
yeah. Oh, and there,
There's-
and the other vote is showing up right there too.
Yeah,
Is that-
so are we supposed to do both?
Yes, right?
Right now?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. And then we're gonna move on to question number 2, a little bit different than normal. What woman, known as the Mother of Thanksgiving, is credited with lobbying President Lincoln to proclaim Thanksgiving a national holiday?
So
And there are 4 options.
all about women today.
It's definitely Dolly Parton. Who did this?
Gage.
Gage, do you think you're funny? Good jokes. Okay, are we done? Everybody
Oh,
vote.
yeah. How many people voted? So there are probably.
How many people voted?
27 of 29.
Oh, so 2 more people need to
28
vote.
of 29.
One more person. Maybe they're on Zoom.
No, right here.
I just did it.
Oh, okay. Are we great?
28 of 29. 29 of 29.
Great, okay, let's see our, results. Yeah. Okay,
Wait, oh, here we go.
so,
Let me get that.
4 is the right number. Okay, so 38% of us knew. Go ahead, Julie. Yeah. Okay, so just over 50 colonists are believed to have attended the first Thanksgiving, including 22 men, 4 married women, including Edward Winslow's wife, and more than 25 children and teenagers. These were the lucky ones who had made it through a rough entry into the New World, including a harsh winter during which an epidemic of disease swept through the colony, killing nearly half the original group. Some 78% of the women who had arrived on the Mayflower had died during the first winter, a far higher percentage than for men or children. For the English, the first Thanksgiving was also celebrating the fact that they had survived their first year here in New England.
I think it's because women do all the work.
And then for the second question, the mother of Thanksgiving is Sarah Josepha Hale. She believed that such a unifying measure could help ease growing tensions and divisions between the northern and southern parts of the country, urging Americans to put aside sectional feelings and local incidents and rally around the unifying cause of Thanksgiving. I think Kathy wrote in there, how relevant to today. She wrote the children's poem, Mary Had a Little Lamb, helped found the American Ladies Magazine, was committed advocate for women's education, including the creation of Vassar College in Poughkeepsie, New York, yeah. And raised funds to construct Massachusetts Bunker Hill Monument and save George Washington's Mount Vernon estate. She got a lot done.
She was awesome.
Yes. Okay, so now we finished our,
Now the vote.
it closed itself, so that's good. Okay, so now the practice ones are done out for real, you guys. No more pretending.
Okay. There it
Okay,
is.
so you should see at the top of your Zoom
It
call,
says untitled
an
poll.
untitled poll, which is code for 100 Women for Good, November 2021 vote. It's fine. And you either vote for Sweet Loaf, Zola's, Red Tide Foundation, or Interfaith Sanctuary, and then hit submit. Oh, got off key.
Did you guys hear that we had stickers?
Oh, yeah, we have stickers. Okay, raise your hand if you need help on your phone voting.
Where are we at?
Okay, we're doing good.
How many?
We're almost done.
29 people are here.
Okay, we're good. Here it comes. It should show up on your screen. Woo! Red.
We are, you guys, this is so great because as Shannon said, they are just in fall fundraiser right now. So exciting. Okay, wait a second. If you're here and you're not on Grapevine, you can write us a check and give it to us right now. You can give it to Kathy. Or Gage, have you put up our link? We have a red side link. And if you're at home watching, then there will be an email tomorrow with the links available. And it's in the chat. So awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. Buy a sticker and use the photo booth, okay? And have a glass of wine and a cookie. There's snacks.
And we will see you on February 1st.
So, do you guys know how to? No. Okay.
Okay, actually, right over here. Where's the- Yeah. And the same one. Yeah.
If you are writing a check, make sure that your check is written out to Red Side Foundation with 100 Women for Good and a memo. Otherwise, you won't get your tax deductible receipt because we are not
Yep, don't send
sending that. Okay?
No. Sorry.
Or you can go directly to their website and donate.
I know, finally. But I wanted to take a picture with you too, because I'll put it in my newsletter. And I'll push it out to my whole database.
Yes. Okay.
Let's do a selfie in front of your photo booth. What do you mean we're at?